What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we got a new leader, and I am delighted to say it's Koala. I wanted a Koala leader. I know a bunch of people probably wanted a Koala leader, but I wanted a Koala leader. And not only are we getting a Koala leader, but it looks really good. I'm very, 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 very excited. Now, what we got here is a 5,000 power for life black and yellow leader. We've actually got Dressrosa and Revolutionary Army. Now, in terms of Dressrosa, I'm not saying this cannot be a good Dressrosa leader. Not saying that. What I am saying is we've already got Usopp as a Dressrosa leader, and Usopp can play all of the blue Dressrosa cards that came around in OP10. Koala can't. And we don't have yellow Dressrosa cards. It's not a colour that has it yet. So look, in the future, maybe we get a bunch of yellow Dressrosa cards, and then we can start playing around with this as a Dressrosa leader. I'm just telling you right now, I'm not really buying it. I'm sorry, no. Can't even play the blue Koala in this deck. So I know it is a Dressrosa leader. I don't want to get too much into that in this video. Right now, if you're playing Dressrosa, we've got some good Dressrosa cards in blue. You need to be playing Usopp. But Revolutionary Army, ho 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 ho! Now we're talking, because we've got some good yellow Revolutionary Army cards, and we got some good black Revolutionary Army cards. We've got a couple new ones, which we've already seen from this set. There's going to be a bunch more in the future. We know it. Come on, there has to be. But right now, I think we need to start off having a look at this. As a side note, there are a bunch of blue Revolutionary Army cards. As I've already told you, none of them can be played in this deck. I'm sorry. Similarly, go back to like OP05, we had a bunch of really nice Revolutionary Army cards, like, for instance, Koala, and none of these can be played. We have a bunch of blue Revolutionary Army, we have a bunch of red Revolutionary Army. They are all off the table, I'm sorry. But we also have a bunch of yellow, and we haven't had much black so far, but we did actually have the Sabo from OP7. On play, trash a card from your hand to KO one of your opponent's characters for cost of 5 or less, and one of your opponent's characters for cost of 3 or less. So I'm just saying, we did have that. I mean, that's the only black Revolutionary Army we've had before OP12. So, what does the leader actually do? Well, we've got two skills here. The first one is, when this leader attacks your opponent's leader, if you have 2 8 or higher characters, cost-wise, in play, draw a card. Is that phenomenal broken draw? No! No, it's not. Is that a draw skill on a leader? Yeah. Yes, it is. I adore having a draw skill on a leader. I think having draw skills on leaders is fantastic and brilliant. I'm a huge fan of it. So this is one that I've absolutely got my eye on. It's only when you attack leaders, so it basically stops you either drawing a card or stops you attacking characters with your leader, which can be annoying. And you have to have 2 8 cost or higher characters, so you're not going to be drawing too much in the early game, and your opponent can take out characters and turn this off. I'm not saying you're going to be drawing like 50 cards a game with this skill. I am saying it's a draw skill on a leader that should work sometimes, and draw you a few extra cards during the game, and that's pretty nice. We've then got, and also, some of the new characters I'm going to show you in a second help out with this skill nicely. But then we've got, once during your turn, when your opponent plays a character with an original cost of 8 or more, or when they play a character using a character skill, you may have them put the top card of their life into their hand. And look, I know that they're putting the life into their hand, so that means they are getting a card advantage, they've got an extra card, etc, etc. But there's 2 things that aren't happening here. Number 1, they're not getting a trigger skill. And we all know there are a bunch of decks out there that are stacking their deck to try and make the trigger skills work. This will mean the trigger skill doesn't work. But also, they're going to have 1 less life. And that's going to get annoying very, very quickly. And here's the thing. I was looking through a bunch of deck lists. There are a lot of characters right now that play characters for free. Yeah, I know that the Doflamingo deck just lost Jinbei to the bans, which incidentally was a card that was really going to help you fire off with his skill, but that's not the point. There are a bunch. Now, it is specifically character skills here. That's very important because obviously Doflamingo decks do like to play characters with the leader skill. That's not going to work. It's a leader skill. Similarly, Lim decks like playing characters with the leader skill. And again, that's not going to work. It's a leader skill. The card does specifically say, play a character using a character skill. That's very important. But frankly, there's a bunch of these out there. Go and have a look at Blackbeard decks. What are Blackbeard decks playing? They're all playing a full playset of Kazan, because Kazan is ridiculous. But it's got a skill whereby you trash this character, draw a card, and then play a 5-cost or lower other than Kazan from your trash. Yeah, Kazan's busted in Blackbeard decks. It's ridiculous. Obviously, Blackbeard decks are going to be playing a playset of it. Well, now they've got to take a life into their hand in order to use this skill. That changes things dramatically. And Blackbeard is a very good deck. Having a counter to something Blackbeard's trying to do is fun. Shanks and some other red decks do play the Zoro from Starter Deck 21. This is far more of an occasional tech card, let's be clear. And far less of a, 4 of an every deck like Kazan. But it still lets you play a 6k or lower on KO. Still see some play, it's out and about there. Purple Luffy cards are playing the Luffy Tarot from Starter Deck 18. On play, Don -1. Play a purple Straw Hat Crew with a cost of 5 or less from your hand. And that is again going back to the whole, Purple Luffy are playing 4 Luffy Tarot. This is like a 4 of in every purple Luffy deck. So yes, this is going to be very, very relevant. There are a bunch out there. And it doesn't even need to be characters played with skills. We've also just got whenever your opponent plays an 8-cost or higher. Does every deck play 8-cost and higher? No! Lim doesn't really play 8-cost and higher. Doflamingo doesn't really play 8-cost or higher. But Blackbeard plays that really good 10-cost Blackbeard. Yeah. Shanks plays that really good 10-cost Shanks. And 8-cost Rayleigh. An 8-cost Monkey the Dragon. They're all getting hit by that. Purple Luffy plays the 9-cost Lin. And the 9-cost Luffy. There are a bunch. And again, I'm not going to go through every single 8-cost or higher in every single deck. We haven't really got time for that. The point is, there are a lot of very viable decks right now that are playing a lot of very good characters that are 8-cost or higher, or get played with a skill, and you get to put your opponent's top card of their life into their hand when they do this, and then you've got a draw skill as well when you attack your opponent's leader with Koala, and you've got 2 or more 8-cost or higher characters in play. To that end, and it's annoying, I didn't get chance with this upload schedule. I knew there was a Black Revolutionary Army leader coming, because we'd seen a couple of Black Revolutionary Army in this set. Like, for instance, Morley. Morley's not a phenomenal card. It's counter plus 2,000, 4 cost 5,000 power. But if your leader is Revolutionary Army, this character gains plus 4 cost. Remember, that's a skill that affects it when it's on the board, not when you're playing it from your hand. So Morley becomes a 4 cost counter plus 2,000, but on the board, it's an 8 cost. What does that do? 2 things. Number 1, actually makes it harder to remove because there's an awful lot of removal skills in this game based around the cost of characters. Higher cost means harder to remove. Yay! The other thing it does is this makes Morley, when on board, an 8-cost character for the purposes of Koala's skill. Oh, yeah. That's going to make it a lot easier to get that draw going, isn't it? Karasu, 5 cost 6,000 power, counter plus 1,000. If your leader is Revolutionary Army, this character gains plus 3 cost. Would you believe it? Morley has a skill that puts it up to an 8 cost when it's on the board, and Karasu also has a skill that puts it up to an 8 cost when it's on the board. Not a coincidence. Obviously not a coincidence. Yes, we've got things like the Sabo, which is an 8 cost, which is great. But it really... And we've only seen 2 Revolutionary Army characters from this set right now. I am willing to bet there are more, and I'm willing to bet they increase their cost when in play. This is what this set is doing. It is trying to make you play the Revolutionary Army, the new black ones, while also giving you access to the yellow ones we had before. Okay. I'm kind of in on this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm kind of in on it. Oh, Karasu, what does it also do? When attacking, if your leader is Revolutionary Army and your opponent's got 5 or more cards in hand, they have to trash a card from their hand. And they do get the choice of which one to trash. It's fine. But again, this is really just a half-decent 5 cost, which counts towards your leader skill to get you drawing cards. That's why this initial skill is actually better than it initially looks. But think of some of the matchups this is going to have. You put this against a Blackbeard deck, and if they want to use Kazan, which is played as a 4 of in basically every Blackbeard deck, they have to take the top card of their life to their hand. If they want to play Marshall E. Teach, which incidentally is a 10 cost, they have to put the top card of their life into their hand. And what's kind of beautiful here, remember the 10 cost Teach is not an on-play skill. We all know it's an on-play skill, but it's technically not an on-play skill. It's a use it if it's a turn you played the character to get around the whole leader stop the on-play skills, alright? Well, that means there's no issue of which one goes first. They play Marshall E. Teach, your skill activates, they take the life into hand before they've had a chance to activate it and actually stop that leader skill going on. Yeah. Because they play it, your skill activates, then they can use theirs, but you've already had your skill activate, you're fine. Think about this into Purple Luffy. Purple Luffy's skill takes life into its hand. That's what it does. Well, you're then gonna be punishing them for playing Luffy Taro and Charlotte Lin Lin and the Luffy from OP09, all of which are staples in this deck. Yeah. This is going to have some good matchups, and it's generally pretty awesome as well. As a side note, I've mentioned a bunch of Yellow Revolutionary Army. We have some really nice ones, things like the Karasu from OP09, which is a blocker, and as a trigger, lets you play the card. That's pretty quite nice. And then we got things like, for instance, the Koala from OP09, which is a blocker and lets you add the top card of your life, or the bottom card of your life, to your hand, and then play a Revolutionary Army character of a cost of 4 or less from your hand to draw a card. So we've got some nice yellow Revolutionary Army cards here. I am loving this leader. I am very excited about this leader. I can't tell you it's absolutely guaranteed to be busted, but I absolutely can tell you that we have got 2 very nice skills here. We've already seen a couple of Revolutionary Army characters from the set that look good, and we can already look at several matchups and go, hang on a second. This does not seem like it's going to be fun to play against Koala, or to put it another way, it's going to be very fun to play if you're playing as Koala. I don't know, maybe I like Koala too much and I'm getting overhyped. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.